Now for another first, Etihad airliner 90607 has just landed in Ben Gurion Airport in Tel Aviv, making it the first direct passenger flight from the United Arab Emirates to arrive in Israel. And this just a day after the official normalization of ties between Israel and Bahrain as well. So here to further discuss the evolving Middle East is former advisor to President Shimon Peres, former deputy ambassador to Egypt, and CEO of the Ruth boutique strategic consultancy firm, Middle East expert Ruth Wasserman Lande. Ruth, thank you so much for being with us today.
It's my pleasure, Aaron.
All right, so what does this new peace with Bahrain change on the ground with respect to Israel-Arab relations in the region? Is it any different to the situation this summer after announcing ties with the UAE?
I think it's a little bit different. First of all, the UAE is a very, very multicultural, international setting. People grow up there educated and professionally with tens, if not hundreds, of different nationalities. And the atmosphere is relatively very, very open and very encompassing, embracing. Bahrain is a little bit more conservative. Also, it seems as if almost it's a bit of a part of a body of Saudi Arabia. And therefore, so long as Saudi Arabia itself is not making or taking the step forward to make full relations or diplomatic normalization with Israel, it's a kind of a blessing that it's giving. It's okay. It's a kind of a green light because Bahrain is under its auspices, so to speak. And therefore, I think it's a very, very positive sign, a wonderful new step towards more peace agreements. And I think that the fact that, to see the Israeli delegation stepping off the plane in Bahrain for the first time, it's quite incredible. It's moving to the point where, as a diplomat who lived in an Arab country for 3 whole years and speaks the language, it's really beyond exciting.
Well, so I want to ask you a little bit more now about, because you mentioned Saudi Arabia and how some of these other countries may be responding to them. So, I know that there are some states who are actually now threatening the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and of course Saudi Arabia, the Islamic State, ISIS, now joining the fray, saying Saudi oil pipelines and economic structures should be targeted. The Arab states who make peace with Israel, are they endangered any more than they would be if they hadn't?
Well, I would say that certainly not. On the contrary, first of all, ISIS is not a country, the last time I checked. And it's actually quite ironic that ISIS and Iran seem to threaten Saudi Arabia at the same time, being on quite different, let's say, ends of the same map, political map, Sunnis and Shiites, and with very differing interests. I think that the security status of those countries that are moving forward and courageously embracing Israel, they are doing this out of very, very focused and out of a very, I would say, deep understanding that their security status is improving rather than deteriorating, given the specific agreement. And not only that, the F-35s that are very much in dispute in Israel, taking away the edge, the so-called qualitative edge from the security situation in Israel, is definitely something of a bonus for the UAE.
Well, I think there are definite bonuses for every side. I hate to cut you off, but Ruth, thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.